Hello everyone, welcome back to all you board regulatory bodies and welcome to your essay writing series. And we have already seen one essay and today we are looking at the second essay. I hope that you remember what is the topic of the essay which we were looking at. And the topic of the essay which I discussed last time was rise of Finfluencer. Very interesting and very important topic. So now once we understand this particular thing, let us try to discuss some of the answers given by student, and then also I will show you my model answer for the topic of essay rise of influencers. Let me first check that is my audio clear or not. Yes. So one thing to understand is here that today's essay many of the students have submitted. So let's start discussing this particular essay. So Chetan has written an answer. So first we will start with reading Chetan's answer. Okay. So what is the whole? How do we try to learn through these essays? Simple. Rather than me first giving model answers to you, what I do is that I check students' answer first and then we move towards my particular model answer. Okay. Let's try to understand what Chetan has written. I hope this is visible to you. I have shifted it to the left so that you basically understand it. So the first thing, Finfluencers is a portmanteau for finance and influencers. So portmanteau is nothing but it is mixture of a words. So portmanteau is a actually a, a flamboyant vocabulary. Okay, तो even if you don't know this word, अगर आपको ये word पता नहीं है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपने कोई पाप किए. Okay, it's fine. But here Chetan has used this word portmanteau. I hope that Chetan knows this word, or I personally feel that this is somewhere and this has been copied from either the chat GPT or either the Google. I always tell student that keep your essay or keep your overall answer writing also very simple. Okay, but because when simple answer writing is is given a read by any of the any of the reader, any of the audience, everybody of those should fall for reading more about that passage. That is what answer writing or essay writing is all about. So there are two perspectives of essay writing. Today I will break it down to you. First thing is essay writing is about how the write up you are writing and whoever is reading that. So whoever your reader is, it may be audience, it may be examiner, he should understand that passage and he should come in line with your perspective because you have written that essay. So he should come on the same page as of the writer. If this is possible, then we can say that the essay which has been written, that is really a good or maybe a better essay. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that essay writing is all about convincing your crowd, convincing your audience, convincing your readers and telling your perspective and bringing them aligned with your perspective. That's very, very important. Next thing. Now, the second point of essay writing, very importantly, is it's not only aligning the readers with respect to the writer, but it's also about when you're writing an essay to sway away the reader. Sway away in the sense, sway away means to convince him completely in such a way that he will start believing and start saying yes to whatever you have written. So it is making him sway away to what you have written. Okay, so this is completely about essay writing. Now let us look at the first paragraph which is has written. He has introduced, when I read this particular essay, I have read all the essays, don't worry. So first paragraph he talks about actually 21st century technological advancements happened, new form of jobs came out, of which the major portion was also taken by the work from home formal type of employment, in which the way in which this work from home was done, that was more of through digital media. So it started with maybe freelancing, or it started, you can even say, through gig economy, and from there it resulted into how even community building can let people earn money. And that's where the influencers or people who are building communities or are well known for their social media presence, and then these influencers when are attributing to the digital revolution or even financial inclusion, these both of the concepts together have brought influencers into reality. This is as much what in the passage is trying to tell about. I wanted that in this passage he would have been a little bit more realistic, and he would have written whatever just now what I said, that how people became influencers first, they started to entertain people first, then so in overall India, whatever the journey of influencers is, what is the journey? First people started making your comedy content, roast, then vlogging, right? And then the influencing started. So it's not first the educational content didn't start. First roasting or maybe entertaining content was more known. Okay, it may be in form of art forms like dance or maybe poems or maybe stand up. It may be in form of any particular skill like painting or giving you information in much more entertaining way. So overall it started as an entertainment, and then when we see from entertainment, it then shifted towards little bit educational or knowledge oriented, like digital influence or maybe even the social media influence on the complete community. So once you understand this, now if you are able to put that background in the first paragraph itself, then definitely the examiner will feel that अरे भाई इसको कुछ ना कुछ पता है influencers के बारे में, he knows the complete history. So that is how I can 100% tell that Chetan has written this essay. I am doubtful. He has taken lots of sources. I'm not saying that he has copied from somewhere, but he has taken lot of sources. That's why I always tell कि अपनी ideas original रखो. If I wanted to write an essay, definitely I would have mentioned and I would have stick to this particular thing. कि overall why did influencers came up? It's very simple that in 21st century India is booming market. People are today interested not only for saving, but also they are interested to invest in something. And more importantly, not just investment of gold I'm talking about, which used to happen in the 1980s and 1970s. That's what our parents did. But now the future generations are trying to invest in forex, are trying to invest in US stocks, are trying to invest in Indian stocks, maybe some of the even individuals in cryptocurrency. This is what we all should be knowing about. The next thing to understand here is that how these influencers overall segmentation, and how after COVID-19 it actually scaled more, or maybe it skyrocketed. So overall, the next paragraph is talking about and giving a background of social media. He's talking about how different social media were there, how after COVID-19, or maybe how overall the journey and the expansion of social media market happened over a large community. Because today if you see, it's not only about a particular generation which has been streaming on social media, or maybe you may also say that addicted to social media, but it is everyone. Your parents also watch it, even your grandma and grandparents will be watching it. So this paragraph was little bit very realistic. So Chetan's second paragraph is little bit good, but again he has not written those realistic things. Always remember, essay writing is not like answer writing. Use little bit leisure, use your liberty, try to be like a writer. Okay, tell the examiner that I know something. See, your point should be touching to the examiner from the emotional as well as factual point of view. Okay, so you can talk about that how families, everyone, they are on the same dining table, but everyone is piping their head or eyes into their mobile phones. This is the reality, right? So you can start with this and you can give a overall brief that how much social media is important for today's society, how it has evolved. So this gives much more perspective. I hope that you are getting it. Try to connect. I'm just trying to make his essay better. I'm not saying that his essay is bad. It's good, but we can try to make it better. Any doubt is there, please let me know. Okay, if any doubt is there, please let me know. I will try to address it. अभी तो at least कोई doubt नहीं है. Okay. Okay, next thing. Now he's talking about the second he's talking about the second point, and I personally feel that there is one mistake which he has done, and it's not mistake, now I confirmly know कि ये ऐसे शायद से चैट जीपीटी से लिखवाया है सर ने, चेतन ने. So because chat gpt has a habit of writing particular passages in form of headings. इन ऐसे राइटिंग देयर इज नो नीड कि आप रोल ऑफ सोशल मीडिया हेडिंग डाल के पैसेज डाल पैराग्राफ डाल दो, फिर रिस्क एंड चैलेंजेस एंड देन एक पैराग्राफ डाल दो. देयर इज नो नीड. इन ऐसे राइटिंग एवरीथिंग शुड बी सुपरफ्लुअस. तो ये समझने की आपको जरूरत है. एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग be little bit honest to yourself and try to write your essays in your own point. Let it be, we'll try to still discuss it, and I can break it down in this essay itself कि कैसे ये essay बहुत ही artificial है and how we can improve it. Role of social media we discussed. Then followers and no cost services. Influencers are largely followed by millennials and Gen Z as younger generations, as it is mostly active on social media. From small value investments to becoming a financially illiterate person, younger generation is one step ahead in it. Since services are offered free of cost of most of the cases, it has become but obvious for the young people. Additionally, emergence of the platforms like patreon.com also caters extra deeper content by paying premium. Again, the patreon.com, these all things are very relevant, but for the United States cloud. Try to be little bit realistic. If you want to tell that followers and no cost services there, try to tell that how even an 18-year-old kid in India, even a 14-year-old kid, or maybe 20-24-year-old teenagers can make a video from a small town which is in the rural Jharkhand area, and they can post it, get followers. It requires no cost, only mobile phone, just mobile phone, and they can definitely get sponsorship and earn through it. So skills like content creation do not require input resources, or they just require some of the learning skills. So this was the point. You could have written it this way. It's 100% taken from ChatGPT. That's why 0 marks I am giving for this. Uh, if definitely if he has really written this essay, and if I am wrong here that he has not written through maybe what he has done in this particular point is that he may have written through ChatGPT, but in between he has done little bit editing. Okay. So, anyways, I will try to give the marks. I will not do injustice to anyone. Then he's talking about followers, no cost services. Then he's talking about risk and challenges. He's talking about that how uh, absence of accountability is there, irresponsible behavior could be there. Okay, the problem is none of these things, none of these things, even in the risk also, he's not writing the important risks which are associated with finfluencers. He's writing with influencers. He have given the example of Ranveer Allahabadia, but the problem is he a influencer? No. We are talking about issues which are data theft, privacy issues, and cyberbullying, which are problems associated with social media and influencing, not finfluencing. The real problems which are associated with finfluencers, you have to be much more clear. What are those? First is there is no any specific guideline for the recommendation of investments. Second is insider trading. Insider trading is nothing but giving falsy or fallacy or false information to the people to invest in a particular stock or something like that. Third, the professional investors who are certified investors according to SEBI, only those and only them can recommend the stock investment as well as investment options, which is not seen, which is definitely not seen in this particular influencer or finfluencer ride which we are seeing in the today's financial domain. So this influencer ride is not accountable, not responsible. Also, it is very risky, and last important of all, it is also not following the regulations which have been recommended by SEBI, because SEBI is the main regulator of the financial domain. Next, since it's an emerging domain, there is a huge scope for expansion. He's talking about now how expansion could be there, different fintech, how much fintech's journeys and overall evolution is there, how influencers have opportunity to collaborate with these fintechs, etc., etc. To sum up, the prospects of influencers look very bright as current scenario, etc. And then he concludes. Overall, if you see, out of 40 marks, I will be giving only 18 marks to this because less of dimensions were added. Also, in some of the paragraphs, the writer has made a huge mistake. That is, Chetan Negi has made a huge mistake of maybe understanding this particular essay as an influencer in social media. So 2-3 paragraphs, what I felt was much more depth was required in context of writing the essay, and which was associated with the rise of influencers. Okay, next essay has been written by the Art Galaxy. Okay, rise of influencers. I hope that it is visible now. Yes. So, financial literacy is the foundation upon which the financial freedom is built. Who has written this? David Bach, who is a financial author. I hope that you knew this quote, otherwise, this will also will be copy paste. Okay. Now, let us go through the essay. Thousand times I have told that write the essay on Word file and submit it. अभी देखो ये क्या हो रहा है. This is one paragraph huge till here, then a small paragraph here, then a small paragraph here, then a small paragraph here. So we are not able to understand anything. It is completely a bizarre from the structural point of view. Anyways, I will read it. I will give. I will not try to rate you based on structure because here you are writing on Google form. Let us look at the concepts and the content which you are talking about. Financial services industry has witnessed significant transformation in recent years, driving proliferation of social media, emergence of new breed of influencers. So what we have seen is that the introduction lies very similar to what has been written in the previous essay also. Several factors to be contributing for the influencers. Here one she is talking about democratization of information. Very good, nice point. Now if this is first point which you are writing, why are you mentioning this point in your introduction itself? So make a passage out of it. ठीक है, इसका passage बनाओ. So first, democratization, this should be one paragraph. Then second factor is financial literacy, this should be second paragraph. So financial democratization, that everybody has mobile phones, everybody has ability to access knowledge, access information. Financial literacy, that everybody is now, the young generations to the even older generations, they are now interested in personal finance, investing. They are trying to get accessible financial information so that they also will be in the forefront in this financial domain. Third factor is authenticity and relatability. It is nothing but how much authentic and how much relatable information is there. Influencers who are offering real life experience and relatable devices, etc. Okay. And lastly, influencers who are having great impact on society. This also should be a new paragraph only, but here she has written a new paragraph. So they increase the financial awareness by simplifying complex financial concepts, making personal finances more approachable, providing alternate investment options also, such as cryptocurrency, peer-to-peer lending. So that was really informative, which the student has written. Moreover, now she is also talking about alternative investments, cryptocurrency, mobile banking, and then strategies and associated with market analysis. What I felt was the flow is not there proper. This the first 3 points which were written, that is democratization, financial literacy, and third factor is authenticity and relatability. Now this paragraph was very fantastic, but the second paragraph which has been written, that is influencers, how they are having great impact on the society, how they are responsible for financial awareness, here much more story had to be added. Okay. Next, benefits of influencers have been talking, have been discussed here. So talking about unqualified individuals offering financial advice. So as I told you, uncertified, as well as which are not recommended and checked professionals by SEBI. Then sponsored content and biases. Okay, sponsored contents for promotion of different financial apps, crypto apps, as well as investment opportunities, which actually are responsible for huge losses for people. Okay, Security and Exchange Commission, which is taking action against such unregistered investments. So SEBI has said very clearly that only registered investment advisors and only registered stock recommendation agencies and even uh, responsible personalities, only they will have right to recommend the stocks or recommend or give the financial advices which are associated with the capital market investments. But what we have seen is today, anybody in the country right now opens his mobile phone, goes directly on the social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube, and directly starts recommending randomly that this is the stock you should go for and this is where you will get 3 times your money. And that's where the risk in the financial domain definitely hovers around. So the passage also talks about that regulatory framework, the importance of RBI and SEBI. You can talk about RBI and SEBI in one separate paragraph, guys. Okay. Then how influencers need to disclose conflict of interest by increased transparency in their data. Now conflict of interest is very very important. Why conflict of interest? It is very simple, that whatever data they are providing, the influencers are responsible for the community which they have built or for the people they are trying to influence. At the same time, cannot literally they literally cannot cheat the individuals who are actually following them, right? So they need to disclose the conflict of interest by increasing transparency in their data that they are providing. They also provide focus on the niche areas and deepen their expertise in the financial field. Okay. Lastly, rise of influencers reflecting changing in the financial services. And then he has given an optimistic way, or she has given an optimistic way to end this particular essay. Overall, the effort was well. Okay. Also, the second thing was, I think the ideas here were original. So I will give here 22 marks for this particular essay. What could be improved? Structure, flow of the thoughts, addition of multiple dimensions. Okay. Next. So yes, only two essays were there. So now it's our opportunity that jump on the let us jump on the essay which I have written. Okay. So this is the essay which like I have written. So in a digital age, so first introduction paragraph talks about a brief background of confluence of finance and social media. So we are not trying to give a full history of what has happened in social media. We are not trying to tell you that okay, social media overall this happened or that happened. We are trying to stick to the basic thing, that how finance and social media it's coming on the same plane. First paragraph directly hits there. So you can talk about how social media has given rise to the new breed of influencers, that is Finfluencers. Directly, first line only we are trying to tell what Finfluencers are. This is how a essay should be written. Because 600 words are only there. Then I'll try to color different passages through different colors. Okay. So this is our intro in which I'm talking about the individuals often self-taught, financial savvy professionals. They use and they leverage the platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok to educate and inform the public on personal finance, investing, or wealth management. Overall, if you see, they also play critical role in shaping financial behavior, and especially within millennials and Gen Z, right? Next thing which I'm talking about is about the passage where second paragraph is completely dedicated to how digitalization, social media, as well as rise of influencers have has actually changed or actually evolved in the financial space. This is very important to understand the backdrop. I'm talking about how digitalization has been democratized the information, how individuals today can access share financial information very easily. On a click, I can go on Wikipedia, read some 5 lines, go on YouTube, and definitely tell them in more entertaining way. Also, how COVID-19 brought back various people back on the social media platforms, as well as given an opportunity uh, for the opportunity. Okay. So this opportunity, when I'm talking about, it is also about opportunity to entertain themselves, after entertainment to learn or to skill themselves, and lastly is also about how they can make more bucks. So here, if you write this statement also, an examiner will be very happy. Try to understand why after COVID-19 people were more interested to invest in your stock market, because we all knew that in COVID-19 the overall growth was slacked down. That means growth was very low. So whatever stocks were there, those also lost their value and they were simming down. So whenever stock values or whenever investment opportunities, whenever market is down, it's the best opportunity to invest. Why? If the market is down, after some time it will go up. So therefore you can earn profit when market is down and when you are buying in it. Similarly, when the market goes at top, you can sell and you can similarly earn the profits. So here you have to understand is that the onset of COVID-19 pandemic here, when you're looking at, it saw a surge in retail investors entering the stock markets. This was to make extra bucks or earn more money, to be very precise, to this particular flamboyant line. Many turned into influencers for guidance, because rather than they jumping on the websites and reading all about it, also we knew that during COVID-19, apart from the basic platforms such as websites which are recommending you, or the stock brokers which are helping you. So recommended stockbrokers were helping you only on the phone, and the information also was very, very limited. But when you realize it, that the information which was if abundantly available on just a click of your phone, then you also would have definitely jumped into this advent. So therefore, the second paragraph talks about that how they evolved. The third paragraph talks about that how these influencers got an opportunity and how they made a complete empire out of this financial domain. So how the influencers like Ankur Warikoo, Sharan Hedge, Pranjal Kamra, now these names ChatGPT will hardly give you until and unless you will tell ChatGPT that mention these names. That is why I tell थोड़ा सा honest बनो यार अपने साथ, और थोड़ा honest लो ना यार, honest दो ना यार थोड़ा ऐसे, ठीक है? आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस थोड़ी honest करो, आपका ही सिलेक्शन होगा. There are videos on investing in mutual funds, stocks, personal saving, financial independence. Very, very important. Lastly, if you see, yes, lastly, if you see, one of the most significant impacts of influencers is first, financial literacy, second, financial education, and also making the content accessible and democratized. That's no one is doubting on that. These positives are there. But at the same time, we also have to understand that there are certain negatives also. So influencers are filling the gap by bringing accessible content and catering it to wide audience. Okay, people learned debt management, tax planning, stock markets, investment, retirement plan. So for example, finance with Sharan. Okay, Sharan today has his own company that is 0%, 1% club. Okay, it helps in your financial independence and planning. So in this way, they definitely help the community. Next paragraph talks about, yeah, next paragraph is also very similar. It is talking about the same thing. Okay, that how the influencers were able to empower individuals to take control of their finances, how they give actionable advice, how the people were responsible for saving, investment, and making informed decisions also. All these things definitely are here discussed. Next paragraph talks about that how financial advice was based on the domain of professional advisors, stockbrokers, and wealth managers, accessible only to the individuals with significant capital. So earlier stockbrokers who used to communicate with the stockbrokers that I want to invest in the stock market. So various platforms were there like Share Khan, then your uh, uh, other stock opportunities like ICICI Direct. Your stockbrokers were there, but they used to only help those people who have huge capital with them. At the same time, who are really very very interested in investment. Finfluencers, what they did was they bridged this gap. They now made knowledge available to every individual, irrespective. You have 10,000, 20,000, 5,000. Okay. Internet connectivity also helped. Platforms like YouTube and Instagram also were responsible for all the people to bring in and jump into their own interest. People started researching about stock market, cryptocurrency, passive income strategies on these platforms, and definitely the demand was created. But now we'll be talking about the negatives which are seeping. So influencers, when we are talking about, they were responsible for making the content visible to the people through relatable language, memes, visual aids, etc. Various benefits also were there, but at the same time risks also were there. First risk was the credibility of information which they are giving. Some of the people coming on board and telling that please invest in this particular app right now, install it and buy some of the cryptocurrencies, this is going to give you a lot of return. Some people giving you insider information, invest in this stock. So this was regulated. When we are looking at the stockbrokers or financial advisors who are recommended as well as registered with SEBI, these are regulated, but the financial influencers were not regulated. They would go randomly on the social media platforms and recommend the people which are not thousand but lakhs and lakhs, and they can advise such huge community and group to do the financial transactions based on that particular influencer rather than the audience thinking through their own mind. And this resulted into a risky investment which again was not credible in nature. That is why there were instances where the influencers were telling the community or the audiences to invest in high risk penny stocks, crypto investment, unregulated financial product, then even giving financial advices which did not have a strong hold and backing of financial knowledge. And therefore, SEBI took a strict action and introduced guidelines that now financial content creators as well as influencers will be now brought under the paradigms of regulations and ethical standards. The another challenge of the influencers was also commercialization of the space. For example, suppose I am a financial app platform which is recommending investment on my platform, then I used to go and connect with 1,000 influencers, tell them that you take name of my platform in your videos. This resulted of influencers gaining popularity, making partnerships with financial institutions, brokerage firms, fintech startups. You have seen various influencers promoting Grow, Zerodha, as well as various other platforms. Okay, and when such partnerships is there, this is nothing but paid partnership. So the company decides what the influencer is going to tell. So it cannot be authentic in nature. It's not well researched, but rather it is bombarded because of the paid initiative. But this is not known by major of the audiences. So therefore, if I come to you and if paid promotion is there and if I recommend to you that you go on XYZ platform and invest in Pappu shares, and if there are many of the lakhs of people who are investing in Pappu shares, and what if tomorrow that share collapses, major people will lose their money. So this was repeating in the financial domain. So that's why then the concerns were raised related to authenticity, then prioritizing the paid partnerships or the best interest of the audience. SEBI also came in to look into the financial gain of these influencers and even register themselves if they want to give such financial advice. Even the credibility was questioned. Influencers were instructed to strike a balance in monetizing their platform and give unbiased services in spite of the paid promotions. And lastly, conclusion, I have written an optimistic point of view that how influencers are doing a great job in recommending and making people financially aware, spreading financial education, financial knowledge, as well as making it accessible and democratized to people. However, there are also certain risks that that information has to be well researched. It should not be a misinformation, commercialization, as well as there should be an oversight on all of these process. So in such a way, I have written an essay. Today, I think if you read this essay, you will definitely understand that the structure, the flow, and the content and what we are trying to multiple dimensions are also there in this particular essay. So I don't think that this essay looks to be artificial but much more natural in nature. Okay, so I hope that today's session help you out in your overall essay. Thank you very much. See you next time. Best of luck and